February 9th, 2022. We're getting there, folks. We open on Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. I have not played this one, but I love the idea of it just expanding the world and story of Three Houses and spending more time with these characters. I love them all very dearly. We got another look at Advance Wars, voice acting, and some custom map making, which is really cool. No Man's Sky, which is a very fascinating game to see on Switch. We got a surprise reveal of Mario Strikers Battle League. I don't think anyone was like anticipating that there'd be another Strikers game. I know this one isn't extremely held in high regard, but it's still very cool to see that like they're even thinking about Strikers and they thought about making a new one at all. We got another trailer for Splatoon 3, this one mainly regarding Salmon Run, going over new bosses, throwing eggs. I can't believe that's a thing that we didn't used to be able to just do. And they also teased the King Salmonid. They talked about Front Mission getting a remake, as well as announcing a remake for the second game. Disney Speedstorm. It's a racing game with Disney. Star Wars Force Unleashed on Switch. I didn't think we'd be getting too much. I thought Coda was sort of like the big Star Wars announcement that would be like the end of that streak, but Force Unleashed is also a really cool addition to have. We then got Assassin's Creed, the Ezio collection, which is pretty much like the big one that I think a lot of people were waiting for when it comes to classic Assassin's Creeds on Switch. SD Gundam Battle Alliance. I'm not a Gundam guy, unfortunately. I am a Chrono Cross guy, and Chrono Cross Remastered is a very cool, awesome reveal. I think it was like leaked a day or two beforehand though, which is a shame. Like that does happen sometimes with directs, and it's terribly unfortunate. We got a pretty big Forgotten Land trailer. This is the one that showed off Carby, where everyone saw Mouthful Mode and went, what in the world? It also showcased Waddle Dee Town, and upgrading your copy abilities, which is a pretty big feature. We got MLB The Show on Switch, which I'm only mentioning because of the bizarro like puppet announcement that they did. We got the Kingdom Hearts trilogy on cloud. Yay. Okay, no, but like then Klonoa. We got Klonoa collection on Switch. Oh my god. And it goes further. Immediately after that, we get Portal. Like Portal and Portal 2. These were some of like the biggest third-party games I wanted to see on Switch that I was sure were never going to happen. I was like, there's no way Valve's gonna play ball. But like, hey, this is amazing. And then the next big trailer was for Live Alive. And here's the thing, right? This is one of those examples where I had no idea what this game was. I had no idea. And I gave it a shot. And I'm telling you right now, give this game a shot. Oh, man. This was one of the most fulfilling, variety-packed, like, just awesome RPGs I've ever played. And, like, pretty bite-sized as well. But, like, not really. It's like a lot of bite-sized miniature stories all put together into one giant story. And the fact that this was on Super Nintendo or Super Famicom, it never got released here, but, like, the fact that this game was that old and that revolutionary, are you kidding me? Yeah, what a streak of really awesome titles. Next was Nintendo Switch Sports getting its reveal. We had tennis, bowling, and Chambara from previous games, as well as new giant soccer ball, badminton, and volleyball. I think this was really hype on release, but I think over time, this game has not aged very well, and people tend to not say extremely positive things about it now. Especially with them announcing they were going to add golf in like a later update. And everyone's like, why isn't golf just here now? It's golf. They clearly did put like a bunch of work into it though, and even like created a new like Avatar-esque character to make like to replace the Miis in like the sports series. And while like, you know, they're never going to be as timeless as the Miis, like clearly a bunch of creative effort went into them. So like I still think it's, you know, something to admire. So we get Taiko Rhythm Festival, which is super fun. I love Taiko, but I love how in the middle of the trailer they just jump scare us with Megalovania. Also, I have this written on my notes. I don't know if I heard this right. Did they say 500 songs? That's insane. I got another quick trailer for Triangle Strategy. They're clearly pushing this quite a bit. We got Cuphead, The Last Course DLC. And then we got a free update for Metroid Dread, which was out at this point. They had both one-hit kill mode, which is terrifying, and rookie mode difficulty as well, and a boss rush mode that they would release later. And then Earthbound alert. We got an Earthbound alert. Genuine, actual Earthbound content. It's Earthbound on NSO, and Earthbound Beginnings, like freeing that English, like official English translation from the Wii U's shop. I am always gonna smile at Earthbound news. That warms me. So that's a big win. And then we get surprise news from Mario Kart, which at this point was a pretty, like, you know, old title in the Switch's life, being in like from just about launch. This is the big announcement for the booster courses. I remember all of our jaws hitting the floor when they showed just how many waves they were like giving to us. Like 48 new courses. They were like gonna double the amount of tracks that were in this game. Sure, hindsight now, we know that most of them were just like, you know, spruced up tour tracks. But still, like, this was a really cool thing to have as an addition to the NSO expansion pass. So if you already had that, you were getting this update for free. And the final reveal for this direct was Xenoblade 3. This is the Xenoblade I know the least about. Because like I barely know anything about 2, and I want to keep my blinders on when it comes to 3. I hear that it's really spectacular, but the trailer was really meaty and really cool looking. The flutes were really striking, and even someone who doesn't know much about the game at all, I did like the flutes stick with me for whatever reason. Dude, this is pretty good. A lot of ports and remakes, but like I am not in the camp of seeing that as a bad thing. Like, this is again one of those directs that, like, for me personally, it just kept like hitting banger after banger and like big surprise reveals and games that I would go on to then play, and just a lot of really fun stuff. So yeah, I think this one's gonna rank pretty highly at the end of the day. The font on my notes for this one is so small. This is September 13th. 2022. This is actually the end of 2022. There was no E3 presentation this year. The opening reveal trailer was Fire Emblem Engage. Something about Engage just really never did it for me. I did pick this game up. I didn't really click with it. Maybe I ought to give it another go, but just everything I loved about Three Houses, I found that I just wasn't finding in this one. Even the reveal trailer itself, like I felt like maybe I just found it was cluttered with all of the old echoes or whatever they were called, but I don't know. Let me know what you think about Fire Emblem Engage, like this far out from its release. All right, a whole bunch of stuff coming up. It Takes Two on Switch. That's a really important game to have on your platform. Fatal Frame 4, Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. This was huge. This game was never translated, and like, just having that now like completes the, you know, Fatal Frame like series for the most part. It's a shame that there's not been anything Fatal Frame related from this point, because we had like a nice stream of the 5th game and then this 4th game, you know, getting translated and coming out. I was really hoping, since like the Wii had a remake of the 2nd game that was never translated and came out here, I was really hoping that would be next. But still, like, a really cool thing to see. Xenoblade 3 expansion pass. Did Xenoblade 3 like get revealed at the end of the last presentation and then be already out by the end of like this year? That's pretty crazy. SpongeBob SquarePants, The Cosmic Shake, which honestly doesn't look that bad. Like, I'm kind of interested in giving this game a shot. Fitness, Fist of the North Star. Then we got Oddballers, which I just wrote Chaos Party Game. And we got Tunic, which is a big indie title to get on Switch. Tunic is a beautiful game. We got more information on the Front Mission remakes, including announcing that Front Mission 3 was also gonna get a remake. How many front missions are there? Now we got a remake of Harvest Moon, now under the moniker Story of Seasons. It's a Wonderful Life. That's a whole franchise can of worms that I'm not gonna cover here, but that's a fascinating story if you're ever interested in really reading about it. Splatoon 3 was also out at this time, and this is the announcement of the very first Splatfest. Gear versus Grub versus Fun. I think I was on Team Gear. Next was a long trailer for Octopath Traveler 2, getting revealed here for the first time, with an all-new cast of 8 characters. Honestly, if there's one thing I've learned from covering all of this, is just like, look, I really want to look into these games more. Octopath 2, Triangle Strategy, because I loved Live Alive, and if these games are anything like Live Alive, I'm almost certainly going to adore them. Bunch of rapid fire games after this one. Fae Farm, which looks like a really fun farming game. We got Theater Rhythm, which had Final Fantasy songs, but then also just had a bunch of DLC songs from like Nier, Octopath Traveler, Live Alive. Like, it looks pretty packed with content. And a quick look at Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. We got Rune Factory 3. So at this point, there's Rune Factory 3, 4, and 5, all, getting representation on Switch. NSO went really ham on N64 releases. In total, we got Pilot Wing 64, all 3 Mario parties. We got Pokemon Stadiums 1 and 2, 1080 Snowboarding, Excitebike 64, and GoldenEye, which was a huge deal. After that, we got a Various Day Life RPG. We got Factorio, which I remember playing a little bit of when I was younger on Steam. And then Ib, which is a horror title that I've always had my eye on. We got a Mario Strikers Battle League update. This had Pauline and Diddy Kong, plus a bunch more gear added into the game. Help me, what is this called? Atelier? Is it Atelier? Atelier Ryza? 3. One day, I'm gonna know about every franchise in the world, and none of you are going to stop me. And then we got some booster course tracks from Mario Kart. We're gonna get a lot of that in these coming directs. This one was Wave 3. And then they talked about the golf update for Nintendo Switch Sports, which got delayed. It's golf! Like, why did they delay it? Okay. Now, Miyamoto showed up again. Anytime that happens, you gotta strap in. He starts talking about the Mario movie, starts talking about Super Nintendo World, the usual fare. Then he starts talking about Pikmin. He talks about Pikmin Bloom for a very long time. This must have been agonizing. But then, Pikmin 4. It's funny, as outstanding as this reveal was, I actually remember being very skeptical at the time. Firstly, it was a logo reveal. Maybe like a couple extra small shots, but really it was a logo reveal. And, Memories of Prime 4 had me go, okay, well, call me back when you have something to show. But then Miyamoto also started talking about a new simple control style, which was worrisome. See, I remember being pretty skeptical and holding on to my hype until I learned more. But I mean, naturally, I was excited to even be hearing about Pikmin 4 at all. All right, what next? Just Dance follows a huge announcement yet again. Harvestella. Okay, so this is the direct that all of the farm sim jokes got started. And like, yeah, okay, this did have like a good 3 or 4 farm game reveals in it. But like, I don't know, maybe I'm looking at Fae Farm and Harvestella and going like, yeah, maybe I like those games. Maybe I'm just Nintendo's perfect demographic for talking about any of these games at all. Ooh, so we got Master Detective Archives Rain Code, which I played and really enjoyed. It's not quite Danganronpa, so if you're looking for that, you're not gonna find that exactly, but there's a lot of familiar elements, so it's a natural transition. We got Resident Evil 7 and 8 and 2 remake and 3 remake And they're all cloud. Let's see, after that we got Sifu, or Saifu. That's that game where when you die you age a year. Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII Reunion. I don't know much about this, but definitely cool regardless. Radiant Silvergun, which is a shmup that I do know about. A game called Endless Dungeon, which is a co-op roguelike. Then we got Tales of Symphonia Remastered. I've never played a Tales game. I know a bit about Tales of Symphonia. If for no other reason than I know Lloyd because he was in Super Smash Flash. I'm one of those guys. I hear mixed opinions about this particular remaster though. So, you know, I leave it up to your judgment if this is a pro or a con of the Direct. Then we got a surprise Kirby game, Kirby Return to Dreamland Deluxe. This is a pretty cool Kirby game, and a cool choice, I think, for a remaster. You know, this is all the way back on the Wii. It had been like a considerable long time now, and like after Star Allies and Forgotten Land, like it's kind of like, because Star Allies felt so stale. Like a lot of people thought it felt really stale. I liked it enough, but like it certainly didn't hold a candle to Forgotten Land. So going back to Return to Dreamland, I think was like a really nice way of like reintroducing like the classic styled Kirby and making us all go like, oh yeah, you know, like this is still fun. And finally, we got a trailer on Tears of the Kingdom, where it finally actually got the name Tears of the Kingdom. You're just showcasing a bunch of new, you know, stuff and features and quick looks. And we got a release date, which is huge. You know, for the Direct that gets made fun of for all the farming games, I'd really call this the Square Enix Direct. There's a lot of Squeenix in this whole presentation. Yeah, this is packed to the brim with titles. I'm looking over it again, and there's definitely a number of these games that either I played and enjoyed, or look at it and go, I want to play that. I bet I would enjoy it. It's like, yeah, this is probably a fine Direct. We'll see what future me says when he's actually ranking this. Oh, this Direct. Oh, this one's really good. This one's really good. February 8th, 2023. We're finally into last year. Okay, oh my god. I'm getting emotional to think of it. This is such a good one. Okay, we open on Pikmin 4, and any fear I had or any reservations I had regarding Pikmin 4 from Miyamoto's announcement, gone. Just gone. From the ice Pikmin to Ochi to exploring at night. I was talking about this trailer for so long, and it's again one of those trailers that I go back to again and again. This was so good. Oh. Yeah, after that, we got a new Xenoblade expansions, Volume 3, character called Masha. And then did a teaser for Volume 4, which showed like an older Shulk and Rex. I don't know what's going on, but it's very cool. Samba de Amigo! Of all characters to come back, sure. See, Fashion Dreamer came after that. Dead Cells Return to Castlevania DLC. It's Castlevania content in the game Dead Cells, as I understand it. A game called Tron Identity. I'm gonna be real, this actually looks kind of fascinating. Oh man, dude. But then, Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. Oh my god. We got a trailer for Deca Police. Is this out yet? Where has this game been? At the time of this recording, I don't think this is out. Ooh, and then we got Bayonetta Origins, Cereza and the Lost Demon, which is a really fascinating spin-off of the Bayonetta franchise, and looks really cool. Oh man, okay, so Splatoon 3 got DLC announced in 2 packs. The first pack was kind of whatever. It's like you get Inkopolis, like the hub of the first game, and you get to be there, and that was really it. It seemed kind of lackluster, honestly. Like it was cool, but I think everyone was expecting more. But then, oh my god, the second pack. Oh, okay. So this was the teaser for Side Order. Oh my god, this was such a cool and strange and sterile and creepy trailer. It was painfully short and like, I watched it over and over, and like the wait to actually get this content was just so long, but man, was this an awesome reveal. After that, we got Disney Illusion Island, which honestly looks like, you know, not half bad. A ton of Fire Emblem Engage expansion passes. I've got like a ton of characters written here: Hector, Soren, Camilla, Crom and Robin, Veronica. New story, Fell Xenologue. That's a ton of content. It's a shame I'm not in like Engage at all, but like, hey, that's cool stuff. Harmony, the Fall of Revier. I don't know what this is. We got another quick trailer for Octopath Traveler 2. We Heart Katamari remaster. Cool to see more Katamari games making their way to Switch. Sea of Stars, which looks beautiful, if I may say. Omega Strikers got a reveal, and like I honestly think this looks a lot more fun than many would appear like on the surface. Like I kind of want to try this if it's still up and running. Ooh, Etrian Odyssey Origins. So these are like, I think it's the first 3 games all being remade. These are like first-person dungeon crawlers. I really want to try these. I know I have a few of them on DS. But like these look like really fun titles that I want to try. And then we got another quick look at Advance Wars 1+2. Still like not in the range of coming out, I don't think. The next big look was the Kirby Return to Dreamland Deluxe, showcasing some of the new features from that, going into it a little bit deeper. Mainly Magalore's epilogue, the new side story mission, was like the biggest highlight of the presentation. NSO then came swinging. They instantly hit us with Game Boy games. Let me see, Mario Land 2, Tetris, Link's Awakening, Gargoyle's Quest, which is kind of nuts, Game & Watch Gallery 2, Alone in the Dark, like Game Boy Color Alone in the Dark, which is even crazier, Metroid 2, Kirby's Dream Land, and weirdly Wario Land 3. I don't know why they skipped 1 and 2. A lot of cool future releases shown, like the Zelda Oracle games and Pokemon TCG, which I did happen to play. And then actually like winding down from that hype, they're like, no, we're not done. Game Boy Advance, Mario Advance 4, Minish Cap, WarioWare Inc., Kururin, Super Circuit, and Superstar Saga. Like what a wealth of titles. I think they're all of the expansion pass, I think. Maybe Game Boy is not and Game Boy Advance is. I don't actually know. But still, like a really solid collection of titles there. Oh, and nothing crazy happened after that. Only Metroid Prime Remastered. What? I love how they call this remaster, because this is one of the most gorgeous remasters I've ever seen in my life. Like, I'm pretty sure we all know that this is like a full-blown remake. And they're like, oh, yeah, you want this, right? Guess what? It launches today. Unbelievable. Just jaw-dropping. Amazing. Still not done. We got another trailer for Master Detective Rain Code. We got Baten Kaitos 1 and 2, which I've never tried. But again, cool to see, more games getting that remaster treatment. More GameCube love, which is really cool. Oh, and the Fantasy Life sequel. Oh, God, I love Fantasy Life. I can't wait for this game that came out. It's almost here. Then we get a big return for Professor Layton. It's not anything huge. He just kind of like tips his hat and we get a logo. But just the fact that he's back means so much to a lot of people. Wave 4 of the Mario Kart booster courses. They also give us Birdo, which I think is the first time they add a new character into the mix, which is kind of cool. And the Mega Man Battle Network collection, which definitely means a lot to me personally, because I love Battle Network dearly. And this is a huge collection of a ton of games. Then we end on a very big Tears of the Kingdom trailer. This is one of the biggest looks we've gotten at it so far. Though I will admit that I think Tears of the Kingdom fatigue was starting to set in, because it was really getting to the point that Tears of the Kingdom was ending just about every direct at this point. This is one of my favorite directs. Like, full stop. Like, I love going back to this one. It's just full of amazing things. Pikmin 4, Side Order, and Prime Remastered are all, like, massive titles for me. Between all the NSO love, and Tears of the Kingdom, and all the other small titles, Fantasy Life, Ghost Trick. Yeah, an amazing direct. Now we're really starting to get into recent memory territory. June 21st, 2023. That's the first time that there's been a June Direct, but I imagine this has just replaced E3, since now like E3 is just not a thing anymore. So, you know, now we get, you know, Directs around that time. This opened on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, their expansion, you know, Hidden Treasures of Area Zero. This goes into great detail about both Teal Mask and Indigo Disc. After that came Sonic Superstars, which looks like a ton of fun. A game called Palia, which is an online free-to-play farm village simulator. Next was Persona 5 Tactica, a game called Myth Force, which advertised itself as a Saturday morning roguelike. I don't know if it really gives off that effect, but like, you know, good of them for trying. And another Splatoon 3 Splatfest announcement, vanilla versus strawberry versus mint chip. Always weird when like the Splatfest announcements end up in like a direct itself. And then Detective Pikachu Returns. This is a weird release. I'm surprised this got a sequel. I'm surprised at how middling of a reception it received. It looks a little off, like it's kind of Uncanny Valley. I don't know why. I know I haven't. I gotta give it a try and like really see what Detective Pikachu's all about. It's gotta be like the one time in history that a movie based on a video game is like more famous and has more critical acclaim than like the video game itself. And I mean like Detective Pikachu, not like Pokemon. Okay, big reveal, Super Mario RPG remake. I love how they announced it, right? It starts with the original, you know, pixel graphics of Peach in the meadow, and like you're like, oh, okay, Mario RPG on NSO. Awesome, because like that was crazy. That would have been a crazy reveal, because you know, Mario RPG is kind of in Square Enix limbo, so like the fact that even that would happen would be huge. And then a little sparkle comes around and it's like, no, this is a much bigger deal. This is a full-on remake of Mario RPG. This is a release that feels impossible, and like, talk about faithful. Like, they really recaptured what makes Mario RPG. I never played the original. I played this remake and it was the first time I ever played Mario RPG. So because of that, while I was so excited to see this remake, I didn't have that, like, you know, heart explosion like kind of reaction, because, you know, I didn't have that, like, you know, childhood connection to this game. Oh yeah, and then this nonsense, right? So okay, here's what they do. They're like, oh yeah, so that's a Mario game that we got, but Mario's not the only character. Here's a Peach game. And we're like, wait, I'm sorry, a Peach game? What? And they're like, when she steps on this platform, what happens? And then they cut, and then they stop. And then they stop talking about it. And you're still processing that, right? And they're like, but wait, Luigi's also getting a game. It's Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. And you're like, what is going on? I see what they were doing. They were doing this cute, like, Mario gets a game, and Peach gets a game, and Luigi gets a game, like, all in one, like, you know, fell swoop. But, like, what a bizarre way to announce all of these new titles. Like, I was hype for Peach getting a game, but there was no game to look at. But yeah, that's all the Mario stuff. So, past that, we got the Batman Arkham trilogy. How do these run on Switch? Are they good? Because, like, I really wanted Arkham on Switch. I haven't had a chance to play them yet. But I haven't heard anyone say anything bad about them, so like that's at least a good sign. Then we get Gloomhaven tactical board game, Just Dance 2024. I'm surprised like it didn't immediately run after the Mario trifecta. Silent Hope, which is a JRPG. We got a second trailer, surprisingly, for Fae Farm. Hot Wheels Unleashed 2, Manic Mechanics. This is literally Overcooked. And then they showed DLC for Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, The Last Spark Hunter. Then we get a reveal for Dragon Quest Monsters, The Dark Prince. It gets a long and meaty trailer. I will admit, I don't know anything about monsters, but like this looks like a lot of fun. Like a creature collecting game. Like, but it's Dragon Quest. Like, I sign me up to that. Like, that sounds great. After spending a bunch of time with that reveal, we go to Pikmin 4 again. We get a gameplay overview. We get Ochi. We get underground caves returning from Pikmin 2. We get the leafy Olimar, and we all get question marks. And then they show Dandori battles. Dandori being a word that we would have to get very familiar with. And then they show glow Pikmin and the night missions, all protecting the Luminols and the glow sap, and just, they were not done. Because after they do all that for Pikmin 4, they show Pikmin 1 and Pikmin 2 HD. And they released on the same day. They did it again. Now, they weren't like, they weren't full-blown remakes like Metroid Prime Remaster. They really were just like, HD-ified ports. But like, I think everyone in the world was okay with that. It was so important to get Pikmin 1 and 2 on Switch in time for 4 to build up that hype, and nothing warmed my heart more than like those few weeks on Twitter of like all those people playing Pikmin 1 and 2 for the very first time, discovering that 2 is a cruel mistress. We then got the Metal Gear Solid Collection, Volume 1. I have the same question about this as I did Batman. Do these run well? I'm really curious. I don't know a thing about Metal Gear, and that is a franchise I really need to educate myself on. Okay, this is gonna be one of those things where I sound horribly out of the loop. Vampire Survivors. It got announced here for Switch. What is this? Like, I totally would not have counted this as like a major release, but like apparently this game is a huge deal, and like a ton of people are playing it. Let me know what I'm missing. Then we get Headbangers. It's a rhythm-based battle royale with the pigeons. That's what it is. Penny's Big Breakaway, which looks amazing. This kind of game is what I'm all about. And like, this is the Sonic Mania crew working on this game, which is really cool. We got another booster course for Mario Kart 8. This is Wave 5. We get 3 new characters, though. We got Petey Piranha, we get Wiggler, and we get Kamek. We get Star Ocean, the second story remake. I think this is a remake of the second game. It's HD 2D, but like a little, like not quite the Octopath style. Like they go a little bit in their own direction, which I really like. These are sci-fi RPGs, which honestly, I can't think of too many of like this kind of JRPG that's set in like a sci-fi world. Like that's kind of cool. I want to give this a go someday. Then a reveal for WarioWare Move It, the second WarioWare game for Switch. This one's much more my speed than Get It Together. It's essentially Smooth Moves 2, which like, hey, everyone loves smooth moves. So they talked a little bit about a performance event, Nintendo Live. And then after that, we got Tears of the Kingdom amiibo for Zelda and Ganondorf. The final reveal was for Mario Wonder, which I will admit I was not particularly hungry for more 2D Mario. That's one of those things that got asked for that I myself never personally asked for. But the more the trailer went, the more that it was starting to sell me. Like the art style, the creative direction, some of the surprises like Playable Daisy and Elephant Mario. Yeah, like I really like turned around in my opinion as that trailer went on, and I ended up playing it and really enjoying it. This is a pretty high standard Nintendo Direct. They're like Mario RPG and Pikmin 1+2 were both like I think the biggest reveals for me. Most of the smaller reveals didn't do it for me the way that other directs do, where like I at least have like that passing interest of like, ooh, what's that? There were a number of games here that I just sort of like let, kind of fly by, but still really, really solid direct. Okay, the second to final direct, September 14th, 2023. Much to my relief, we opened on a side order trailer. We finally get to see more. So what this is a like roguelite like tower, very horde mode-esque. These strange undead looking like fish robot things. Pearl is a drone. They go into detail about like the color chip system and like the whole sterile vibe that side order has. I love to bits, but It was a delay, and that was one of the few like delays that like we talked about today that like really hit me where it hurt. I was just like, oh no. But moving forward, Mario versus Donkey Kong remake, which is a very interesting remake. I don't think it's one that many people were expecting or asking for, but it was a very quality remake nonetheless, if not a little, bite size. We got to look at Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. This is not its reveal. I think this got revealed in a non-Nintendo Direct. But it was still cool to see here. This game is really, really cool. Awesome Metroidvania. After that, Horizon Chase 2, Super Crazy Rhythm Castle, and Spy X Anya. We got a quick trailer for Super Mario RPG after this. They talked about triple moves, some of the boss rematches, basically anything that like they were adding like new to this remake specifically. They had a nice sneaky shot at the Kulex door, which was fun. Now here's a surprise. Another code, Two Memories. These are remakes of Trace Memory, which is a DS game, and its sequel on the Wii, which we never got translated here in America. They're both really cool mystery games, and this remake looked so high quality and like transformative, like way more work than I would ever expect for a relatively low like knowledge-based tier Nintendo franchise. This honestly was a very pleasant surprise. We finally get a proper look at Princess Peach Showtime. Like, the minute Peach showed up, I was like, all right, finally, like tell me what you got. And what do we got? We got Sword Fighter Peach, we got Detective Peach, we got Patissier Peach, we get Kung Fu Peach. All these transformations, like really, like the game is not anything that I would have expected, but it was really, really cool. I like the idea of like Peach dressing up and taking on different roles, showcasing like her many talents. Series of headlines after that, Saga Emerald Beyond, yet another entry into the Saga franchise. Tomb Raider Trilogy Remastered. I was very happy to see that, and I was excited to play the retro Tomb Raiders again, and you could see me on stream struggling dearly. Detective Pikachu Returns, got a quick look. We got some Pokemon helpers that were showcased: Growlithe, Luxray, and Galarian Darmanitan. Trombone Champ, which was a very like popular meme game at the time. Cool to see that making its way to Switch. Battle Crush, which is an online brawler battle royale. I can't think of a more generic title than Battle Crush. War Tales, which is a tactical RPG. Contra Operation Galuga, which is a much more true to form, faithful Contra title than Rogue Core, which we got a million years ago. We got a big look at Unicorn Overlord. This might have even been its reveal. I don't remember if this was like the reveal trailer or like a secondary trailer. This is a Vanillaware game, like makers of like Dragon's Crown, Odin's Sphere, it's those guys. It looks very different from their usual type of game, though. Very tactical. Luigi's Mansion 2 HD got a proper trailer here, going into more detail than like the quick look we got last Direct. It didn't showcase anything too new though. It really like communicated to everyone that like, okay, this is basically just Luigi's Mansion 2, but on Switch now, which is cool. They gave a spotlight to the opening of Nintendo Museum, which was really nice. New amiibo, they showed Zelda and Ganondorf again. They also showed Noah and Mio from Xenoblade 3. And they showcased Sora, the final Smash Brothers amiibo. F-Zero 99. This was a pleasant surprise. I don't think it's one of the games that I would have expected getting the 99 treatment, but it was very exciting to see, especially since it's the only F-Zero anything that we have gotten. I played it a bunch. I actually think this is pretty fun. We got Bandle Tale and Song of Nunu, which are both League of Legends story games. I've been noticing that like League of Legends has been breaking out into other mediums and telling like new stories based on individual characters from the League of Legends roster. I don't know a thing about League of Legends, but the games look cool. WarioWare Move It gets a quick look. Yuden Chronicles? Is that how you say it? 100 Heroes got a look. This is by the Suikoden people. I love Suikoden, so this is something I've been looking forward to, though I haven't had a chance to try it yet. Eastward got some DLC. I heard some pretty good things about this game. We got to see Wargroove 2 and Dave the Diver, which I have heard great things about too. We got the final Mario Kart booster course reveal, Wave 6. This gave us Diddy Kong, who I can't believe took that long to get into the game, Funky Kong, Pauline, and Peachette. Then we got an Among Us trailer, of all things, for a new map, the Fungal. And then the one more thing, as if I need to say anything, it's the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake. An opening shot with the book. That moment when we all realized, wait a minute, it's not just Thousand Year Door, it's an actual full-blown remake of Thousand Year Door. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it looks amazing. It played amazing. This is an outstanding game, and getting this game in people's hands is just, what a release. It's funny, like, I look over this list, and like I feel like this whole Direct is a little bit lower on the totem pole. I mean, Paper Mario was huge. Like, huge. But beyond that, I think the rest of it is a little on the mid side, which is funny because I'm pretty sure that like I would end up streaming like 6 or 7 of the games revealed in this Direct. But I mean, again, even like more mid-feeling Direct is still leagues ahead of a lot of the early Directs. So like I still think this has a lot to offer. And lastly, the Direct that made me go, oh man, I want to watch a whole bunch of Directs and talk about them. June 18th, 2024. Wow, June 18th. It took me a while to make this video. All right, the only Direct of 2024, if you could believe it. Like there was one in February, but it was a partner showcase, so not valid for this video. These are the freshest reveals so far, and most of these games are not even out yet. So it makes it a little tough to judge based on games that are not out yet, but I think we can safely say most of these games are hype. It opened on Mario Luigi Brothership, which was huge for several reasons. First, we know Alpha Dream gone, and we didn't know the fate of this series at all, so great to see another one. But also, the fact that this is the 3rd Mario RPG in a row. And of course, it looks spectacular. Like, the animation for Mario and Luigi looks so, like, expressive and, like, immediately recognizable as the Mario and Luigi style. Like, it wasn't going to be mistaken for anything else. Nintendo World Championships NES Edition. I picked this up, and I was kind of excited to play it, but, like, I've been hearing some, like, middling things about it. People kind of being disappointed at the lack of scope. Especially compared to NES remix games from previous generations. But like still cool. We got Fairy Tail 2, the action RPG based on the anime that I don't know. Fantasian Neo Dimension. I didn't look too closely at this game at first, but the more I've been hearing about it, the more I'm interested. It's got a lot of Final Fantasy talent surrounding it, and like looking at the art style is really interesting. It's like they're using real life miniature elements and fusing them into like the maps, and I'm like, that's really cool. They announced basketball for Nintendo Switch Sports like years after the game's release. I don't know why they did this, but like it's pretty cool. I call everything cool. Like, if you've not picked this up at this point, everything that I've talked about today I think is cool. Mio, Memories in Orbit. I remember this one. This had a very metaphysical trailer. Like, I remember the song that they played with it, a very magical feeling and like a wide open world. Disney Illusion Island got a content update. A lot of surprise updates for games. Hello Kitty, Island Adventure. I actually know 1 or 2 people who were excited for this, so like, you know what, heck yeah. Looney Tunes Wacky World of Sports. I don't know anyone who is really into that one. Got some new roles in Among Us for a new update. They announced Farmagia? I don't remember what they called that it was pronounced, but it was another like monster collecting-esque game. I kind of got Pow World vibes from it. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. That's really cool. I've been really wanting more from Donkey Kong. Tropical Freeze is so good. This game was also really, really good. But the fact that like we hadn't really got anything new from Donkey Kong, like one of his games. I mean, like sure, he was in DLC for Mario plus Rabbids, and we got like Mario versus Donkey Kong. But like I've been really wanting to see more from the Donkey Kong franchise, and like we never really got anything. So hopefully this is a step in that direction. And great to get this game off the Wii, you know, and also with the 3DS content put onto Switch. Really late though, like it's releasing in like early 25, which is kind of shocking. Okay, I didn't get a chance to talk about this because the initial reveal was not in a Nintendo Direct, but Dragon Quest III got an HD 2D announcement like a million years ago and completely disappeared, and we were all like, where is it? Well, it got a full like proper trailer showcase here, looking spectacular, as well as the surprise reveal that they're not just doing Dragon Quest 3, they're also doing 1 and 2, to which everyone's like, oh, that's what you were working on this whole time. Suits me, because like I honestly, like, I was really interested in I played Dragon Quest 1 and 2, but I didn't play 3 because I knew that the remake was coming out, and I was like, I'll just play the remake, but then that didn't come out. But now knowing that I'll be able to play all 3 like in a big like remade form, I'm like, oh, that's exciting. Funko Pop Fusion, which I might say is the game I am the least hype about out of any game I've talked about today. Luigi's Mansion 2 got another quick look. The new Denpa Men. Of all things, Denpa Men, like that. Okay. Metal Slug Attack Reloaded. Okay. If someone were to start with the Metal Slug franchise, like where's a good starting point? There's so many of them. I don't know. They all look very similar to me, so I don't know where to start. And we got Darkest Dungeon 2. We got some more NSO additions for Game Boy Advance. We got Zelda 4 Swords. Really awesome that you can now play that online with friends. And Metroid Zero Mission. Another Metroid. Always happy to see it. Let's look at a whole new app. Like Nintendo 64 Mature 17 Plus. Okay. They put Turok and Perfect Dark on it, which is all really cool. I think all of us have a certain squirrel in mind that like might fit right at home here, but you know, so far hasn't shown. Phantom Brave: The Lost Hero. I know a little about Phantom Brave. I've never played it. This is just a whole sequel announcement out of nowhere. That's like not a franchise, right? Like I think Phantom Brave is like a one-time like game from like the PS2. This is a really surprising sequel announcement. Okay, this next one, massive deal. This is the Marvel vs. Capcom collection, plus Punisher. Okay, like I said earlier, I don't know a lot about fighting games. Fighting games and I have never quite seen eye to eye. But even I know how important Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is, as well as all the other, you know, Marvel vs. Capcom like games from the past and Punisher. The screams of joy that came from the fighting game community from this, like even I could feel them even from my outsider tower. This is huge, and it might not feel it, but like this is a massive deal. And like I was like, hats off. Like this is a great reveal of some fantastic titles. And the Punisher. Super Mario Party Jamboree. This is a cool surprise, and another Mario Party. I honestly didn't think we'd get another one. This game looks big, and like I get why. Like all the boards are super big. And when I think of this game already, I think of these big wide shots, and it's obviously because of that crazy mode where you could just play with like what 20 people or something. Really crazy. I'm excited to give this game a go. Okay, then we get Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, a Zelda game. I love the reveal, like the slow burn of like we're watching Link. We're excited already because it's a game in the Link's Awakening style. But then seeing Link sink into the dark purple void and Zelda breaking out of the crystal, and it's like, oh my gosh, we're gonna play as Zelda. Oh my goodness. The Echo Wand mechanic is fascinating, and like even as I sit here now, I'm interested in like how it's gonna end up. There's a lot of people feeling very unsure about it. For context, at the time I'm recording this, there has since been another like 5-minute trailer for Echoes of Wisdom that went into a lot more detail, which has a lot of people, myself included, feeling a lot better than they did when this direct happened. But I like it. I think the idea of like having Zelda, you know, the Herald of Wisdom, the Triforce of Wisdom, making all of these wisdom-based puzzle challenges, like I get it. It's clever. It's a good spin. Just Dance 2025 once again following a massive reveal. Lego Horizon Adventures. I've not played Horizons, and I feel like the way to experience this game for the first time is probably not the Lego version. Stray on Switch. That's pretty cool. I don't know. Is this out at the time of this recording? Has anyone given it a shot and how it runs? That's a fun title to add to the ever-growing collection of awesome cat games on Switch. Ace Attorney, Miles Edgeworth, Investigations Collection. Man, like, that's all of Ace Attorney now, right? I think every Ace Attorney game is on Switch now in this like beautifully like done preservation quality, except maybe I think the Layton spin-off. But like, man, like, and like the fact that they're translating the second game, and it's just like, oh, very, very cool. Okay, 100 line Last Defense Academy, or essentially Danganronpa Tactics. I do not know how I feel about this game quite yet. I'm gonna have to get it in my hands to really find out, but it exists. Got Romancing Saga 2 remake, another Saga title. And now the last reveal of the entirety of Switch Directs at the time of this recording, and the final trailer for this video, Metroid Prime 4. The last time that we saw anything of this game, its logo, was in 2017, like the second or third video, like direct that we talked about here, and who knows how like long, like earlier in this video we talked about it. It was so unbelievable that this was going to be Prime 4 that in the first couple seconds I was like, it's Prime 2. Because the thought of Prime 2 remastered seemed like a million times more likely to me than Prime 4 actually showing its face. And yet there it was, and it looked unbelievable. It looked new and big and amazing and high in scope, but it also felt like Prime. One of my biggest worries was that that little secret sauce that makes a Prime game and not just your average like first-person shooting game. Like I didn't know if Prime 4 would really hold that like still, but like they really nailed the vibe. E3 2017 all the way to 2024. Crazy stuff. I can't wait for this game to come out. So it's a little odd to judge this particular direct because all the games are still upcoming. They're not out yet. But I don't think I'm too far off the mark to say that this is an outstanding direct, especially with how late it is in the Switch's life, right? Like, they didn't have to do any of this. Like, we would all understand if it was a, you know, smaller in scope, you know, not as many games, like kind of direct, but like, no, they went in so hard. And so it's why we love them, right? It's why we love Nintendo so much. Like, they just are constantly filled to the brim with surprises. Oh my god, I'm done. Okay, that's the end of this video. At the time of this recording, we're in a strange world where we don't know what's coming next, and I'm so much looking forward to what Nintendo has in store for us in the like grand scheme of what comes ahead. I guess the ranking is on the screen right now. That's editing me problem. I love Nintendo. I love Nintendo Directs. There's nothing else like them, and I really hope that in the next generation that we are moments from stepping foot into, we continue to be blessed with such similar presentations and experiences. But okay, that's like literally all I think I can do in a single sitting. I'm glad I got this done. This was really fun to do. Going through all the like old directs was like a really fun experiment, and seeing where Nintendo grew from like, you know, where they started in the Switch's life all the way to now is really good. But I'm tired. I think that's all. Hopefully I'll be able to get this edit done soon, and this video will be up for you guys. You're watching it like right now, so like yeah, it came out, and happy ending. Maybe I can get like a good snap to like end it off. That was pretty good.